I promised a few videos this week, but I'm not very well. I don't know what's wrong with us. I just have this intense sick feeling and migraines and dizzy feeling, and I just don't know what it is, but I haven't been very motivated to do anything. But I do have a video for you now. I'm very sorry I didn't do what I promised. But this time we're doing 10 rules that Disney employees must follow. So here we go. Just a little word of warning, air shows going on not far from here. So every now and again you might hear a very loud plane. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if you could hear it, but every now and again there's just a really loud noise, so can't help that. Okay, just enjoy the sound of the air show going on, okay? Alright then, rule number 1 is that there is a height and weight requirement to be a Disney princess. Couldn't find out what they were for you. I will try to find out, but I do know it's not my height and my weight, so that's really all that matters. Rule number 2. If you are a Disney employee, you are required to pick up any litter that you see. Doesn't matter where you work, what department. If you see rubbish on the floor, you've got to pick it up. And there is a way that you have to pick it up. You can't just bend, like you can't bend. You've gotta scoop. So you lose your job if you bend, keep your job if you scoop. Got it? Pointing is not allowed. If you were to direct somebody that asked you where something is, it's generally when you direct someone. But anyway, you're not allowed to point to where it is. A cast member must use their full hand or a few fingers. No. Yes. No. Yes. Lose your job, one finger. Keep your job, hand or few fingers. If you work for Disney, you cannot talk about your job on any social media platform. So for instance, if you were playing a character, you couldn't put on Facebook who you were. You can't even talk about when you've had a wee in one of the toilets. Anything to do with Disney is not allowed on social media, and they are allowed to check if you are talking about it. So lose your job, talk about your job. Keep your job, don't talk about your job. Got it? Next one. Mr. Walt Disney liked to be referred to by his first name, Walt. So that's why on name tags you have your first name and where you're from. But if two people had the same name and they were playing the same character, one of those people could pick a different name to go by. Next one. Guests will never see more than one character, like at the same time, like you'll never see two Goofies or two Mickeys. That is because obviously there is only one character. So, to avoid that happening, cast members, which is what like the employees are called, they must carry a guide of what's going on in that park at all times to avoid somebody seeing two of the same character. And there you go. Cast members are required to use guests' names whenever possible. So they will always kind of include your name. So I mean, have you ever been surprised by a cast member using your name or thanking you, including your name? Like, thank you, Derek. Thanks, John. You know what I mean? That is because you will either be wearing a pin with your name on, like a badge or something, if you bought one of them badges that you can collect, or you've paid for something via room key or credit card, That is actually so they can thank you using your name and to tell you to have a magical day, to make the experience more magical. Children are never lost at Disneyland. If a child gets separated from their parents, they take that situation as a lost adult. Everything is scripted. Anything you hear at Disneyland is scripted. Anything said by an attraction host is scripted. Anything said by performers on streets is scripted. Anything said by retail hosts is scripted. Did you get that it was all scripted? And lastly, while in character, cast members cannot discuss any brands or any characters outside of Disney. So, Prince Charming has never heard of SpongeBob, and Ariel has obviously never heard of Garfield. So I wouldn't bother asking them about anyone else outside of Disney because they'll just look at you like you're thick. So that was my 10 rules Disney employees must follow. So I'm very sorry that I didn't do my promise and upload more than one video. But I can't help being ill. I will try and maybe put one up tomorrow. Obviously if I think of anything to do, it just doesn't come to us, you know. But hope you like my list. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, wherever that button, I don't know where that button is, it moves every time. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. If you really want to get pervy, follow us on Instagram. And I'll see you next time. No, it's not the red owl. You can see them from the window. Like, sorry, we're not allowed to use our full hand. You can see them from the window. I don't know if you heard that. Run!